Welcome back to Treasures from the Bookshelf. I'm going to show you another one of my treasures in this video, and what I'm going to do is we're going to look at Timothy Zahn, an author that I really like. Now, Timothy Zahn is probably best known for his enormously popular Admiral Thrawn Star Wars books, and that's how I came to be introduced to him back in the early 90s. I really enjoyed his trilogy, and so I kept an eye out for anything else by Timothy Zahn. It wasn't until a few years later that I stumbled across a trilogy of his, which he wrote prior to the Thrawn series, and it's a trilogy that I really enjoyed. It's called The Conquerors Saga. Let's have a look at it. So here we are, the first book in the Conquerors series, Conquerors Pride. Now this story would be classified as probably a space opera. It's soft science fiction, so if you've read the Thrawn series by Timothy Zahn, then it's got a similar feel to it. There's a lot of action and intrigue. It's very much like Star Wars, but there's no hard scientific facts. It's just like any Star Wars story you've read, I guess. There's military action, there's some political mystery in there as well. There's maybe a political thriller thrown in as well. So if you're new to sci-fi and then want to ease yourself into it, or you're just after a fun read, it's a great book for you, and I would recommend this story. This one really grabbed my attention, and I found it hard to put down, and when I did finish it, I was out the next day looking for the rest of these books in this trilogy. Not this one, but the rest of the books in this trilogy. It was that good, it was that interesting. Now, as far as I can remember, the book's sole purpose was to provide some entertainment. Unlike other science fiction books, maybe like the Hyperion Cantos or Ender's Game, there's not much hidden symbolism there. There's not much deep thinking required. Most of the stuff he wants you to learn is pretty much on the surface there. It's been a while since I read this series, but I have it down for another reread, which is one of the reasons it's one of the treasures on my bookshelf and has been kept amongst all the downsizing, because really, it's a really good read. This trilogy starts off as a first contact confrontation and is told from the humans' point of view. They detect an alien ship, they try to open communications with it, and as soon as they attempt to say hello, the aliens fire on them. And of course, the humans are fully justified in defending themselves and going to war with these aliens. Now, in the second book, which is Conquerors Heritage, it's taken from the aliens' point of view, and we start off again at the beginning with first contact, but this time first contact with the humans. And in this story, it's the humans who attack unprovoked as these aliens attempt to open peaceful confrontations, and the aliens say that they're fully justified in defending themselves and going to war with the humans. And we see things from their point of view. We visit their planet. We see they take a human captive, and we see how he learns from their culture. So what's going on here? Who's the goodies? Who's the baddies? Who shot first? The aliens? The humans? Well, in the last book, we get an explanation of what really happens. Spoilers, I guess you can have some spoilers here. It was both sides that started it. It was because of a simple and unfortunate lack of understanding on both sides, which of course leads to a lot of death and destruction. Now, in my opinion, Timothy Zahn did a really good job building the alien civilization. It was refreshing to see one that wasn't a reflection of human culture like some Star Trek alien cultures tend to be. You know, it wasn't a planet of hats. Well, that's it. The Conquerors Saga, another treasure from my bookshelf. Timothy Zahn, one of the good authors that I would recommend reading. Look, this series may not be readily available anymore. It might be hard to find, but there's a lot of other novels by Timothy Zahn, which includes his latest re-release, Thrawn, which is a reimagining of the original Thrawn trilogy. There's also the Icarus Hunt. You maybe saw that earlier on. The Icarus Hunt, which could be a Star Wars novel, a Han Solo Star Wars or Millennium Falcon novel. You know, you've got a ship which is a flying junk heap, you have a cocky human captain, you have an alien co-pilot, No, it's pretty much the same. You change the names, change a species here or there, and you've got a Star Wars novel. So that's still a pretty good story, even though it's not a Star Wars story. He's also got the Cobra series, which is military sci-fi that has cybernetically enhanced soldiers. The list goes on. He's a very prolific writer, and I'm sure that you won't be disappointed by any book that you pick up by Timothy Zahn. Anyway, that's it for this video. Leave a comment, leave a like especially, share this with your friends if you found this interesting. Please visit my blog for more, and don't forget to read more and think more with your favourite beverage. See you later. This trilogy. They detect an alien ship. Let's say hello to them. Hello. How you doing? Yeah, that's what you're saying. They try to say hello to it. You know, how you doing? Of course, they get slapped across the face because the aliens don't like the humans being fresh with them.
Oh my gosh, you sound like you're in the 40s.